Every person has a journey, a reason for being who they are. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, who really is this person? How did they get here? What's their story? Well, that's why this podcast was created, to listen to other people's life stories. Welcome to the My Story podcast. I'm your host, Ari. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the My Story podcast. Before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and well, that's basically about it. Now enjoy this episode, which I'm very excited for because I have two special guests. I see them a couple of times a week. I have with me Bruce and Ron. Bruce and Ron, hi.
Morning. Afternoon.
Afternoon, yes.
Whatever time they're listening to this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I know you guys because you guys are one of the shuttle drivers, right?
One of the six, yes.
One of the six shuttle drivers.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about your stories, but let's begin from there. Like how I've heard you guys say you're retired and all that stuff. What happened before then? And then I know we will love to hear about some shuttle stories.
Oh,
Please.
no.
No?
Are we going back to Brucey Bear again?
Oh, please, can you say the Brucey Bear story? Okay. One at a time. What are you guys' names? What did you do before shuttle driving? And just your story.
To start with, I worked at McDonnell Douglas for a while.
Okay.
Worked as an auto mechanic for British sports cars for 10 or 15 years. Worked in my own shop for a couple of years. Bought a paper route and ran it for 13 years.
Wow.
That was bad.
Okay.
It was 7 days a week for 13 years.
Wow.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Makes you tired. Didn't know how tired I was till I quit. So
Oh, wow.
now I'm driving a shuttle for going on 10 years.
It's been 10 years? Wow.
February of 15
Wow.
is when I got my driver's license for this. It's the CDL.
Okay. Wow. You've done quite some stuff throughout the years. What's your favorite part? What's the favorite thing you've done?
British sports cars
British force guards?
and Volkswagens.
That sounds very cool.
The old Volkswagens, the Bugs.
Yeah.
They were fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's cool.
You couldn't kill him.
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
You could drive them almost without oil and keep driving, and they would run forever.
I think there's some of them still around, right?
Oh, there's a lot of them around.
Yeah.
I had a frat brother that had a 51 or 52 his dad brought over from Germany, and he drove it, and I went to college in the 60s.
Oh, split window.
Wow.
Yeah, split window, you check the gas, put a stick down in the gas tank and check the gas, and
Did you have the little lever underneath it?
yeah. And when you went, he also gave you a little ice scraper. In the wintertime in Chicago, where I went to school, you scraped the inside of the window so you could see out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The heaters didn't work
The
very well.
the heaters worked. They worked in the summertime, but they didn't work in the wintertime.
I mean, that deletes the purpose of the years, no?
But, you know, shoot, in Germany, they used to drive around with the convertibles down in the wintertime, so what's the difference?
Yeah.
I guess so. Okay, but what about your story?
Well, I got out of college. I thought I wanted to be a teacher, and my dad owned a foundry in Chicago, well, suburbs of Cicero, Illinois. And he made me take engineering courses for pattern and casting design at IIT, so I did double. I taught for 3 years, taught music, and decided I wasn't dedicated enough to make $5,000 a year. It was kind of hard supporting a boat, a motorcycle, and a car, you know. So I quit, went to work for my dad, and sold gray iron castings. And then when my dad died, I took over the company, and I'd moved out of Chicago area, moved over to Western Illinois.
Okay.
And the mayor at the time knew me, and I had applied for state police and passed everything but the minority portion at the time in 73.
Oh,
and he
wow.
said, hey, how would you like to be another cop in town? We've got one we call Barney Fife. And so which I knew. So, since I owned my own company anyway, I went to the academy during the day, come home on weekends, do the bookwork, place the orders, and then I went in the squad car. I did it for 7 years until I stopped somebody for DUI, gave him a ticket, and it was the new mayor's son. I didn't know. I really didn't care. And he came over to the house and said, you wrote a DUI? I said, yeah. He said, you got to rip it up. It's my son. I said, no, I don't. He said, well, if you don't, I'll fire you. I said, well, I can't tell you what I said where he could put the squad car, but... And he went to the council meeting, and they said, well, whatever. What do you want to do? And they went back to Barney Fife. He was still there, and the state police up in the district that I lived in was a little bit perturbed with the mayor. So they started patrolling the town quite heavily.
Oh, wow.
They found things in the IVC book I didn't even know existed, and I went through, they just got out of the academy 7 years ago. But he wanted me, they came over back off the house and said, you know the state police? I said, yeah. And he said, can you tell them to stop patrolling the town? I said, have you looked at the side of the doors? And they said, well, yeah. I said, what does it say? Well, Illinois State Police. The operative word is state. They go anywhere in the state. Mm-hmm. He didn't like that too much.
I can.
But I still,
I'm sure.
And I had my sales company. I had the thing, and I bought a foundry, built a foundry down in Missouri here, and sold it. And got out of it because my ex-partner was doing things he wasn't supposed to. And I kept a sales company and did that. And I finally decided go to work for somebody else for a while. And I worked for a French company for 12 years, something like that. And I retired from there. And
now we're here.
Now I'm here. I've been driving 6 years.
Okay, so you have both retired and then decided to drive.
Yeah.
How did that happen exactly? If you guys...
He started it. He was here first. And he said, hey,
It's
we
his
need
fault.
a driver. Yeah. He wanted a driver. Come on over, you know. And we came over, and, you know, it actually is fun.
It was a great job. There's no supervisor really.
No.
You just do
your job.
Do your job.
And
No stress.
Yeah,
Well, some stress.
Well, there's some stress, but we got paid minimum wage, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which caused us to lose about 4 or 5 drivers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's why, and I keep getting asked by students, when are we going to have a red route? When are we going to have 2 blues? When are we? Yeah. Well, the president has to authorize giving us more money so we can get drivers hired, because if you drive a school bus, which we've got the same driver's license they do, we got a C endorsement, they've got a school bus endorsement, and we have to go through the same stuff, the same drug tests all the time. They started $26 an hour. We're now at 14, and I guess that was a major pay raise this year for us.
Yeah, because we were at
$12.63.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was last year. Yeah.
It was last year.
And the money was going. We don't know where the money was going. Administration. We had bosses that were more worried about their jobs and sticking up for us. And we were the redhead stepchild of the school, and that's where we were at.
Oh, wow.
We lost drivers. The guys that are around, we used to run, Ronnie, myself, and one other guy, Kent, we always ran the same morning routes for 5 days a week.
Oh.
So, was it 2 years ago, I decided I was going to go to 3 days a week. I wanted to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, that was.
So, yeah, and you were going to do the same thing. Yeah. So we ended up going to 4 days a week because we didn't have enough people. So we're doing 4 days a week, 2 days a week now, or for the last 2 years. Maybe if we get more drivers, we'll go to 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
We need to.
But to get a driver's license now, the state and federal requirements are you have to have a driver's license licensed through the state, and that costs the school $1,300 per kid or per student to do it.
I see.
You got to be trained by a certified
instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got to go ahead and be willing to work for sub pay. And some, we've got, I would say 85% of the students are pretty decent.
Okay.
The other balance, I I'm not exactly politically correct, and I'm not exactly a nice guy. I'm from Chicago originally, and I don't put up with any BS.
Yeah.
And I did toss one kid off the bus, second year I was here.
Wow. Can I ask why?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 2 years ago, second year into it. It was around this time of year I was listening to Christmas music. I just listened to Christmas music around this time of year.
Okay.
And this one student I only had one student on. I was on the green route, and I had one student on, and another one got on. And I don't listen to what they say in the back, because if I did, I'd go crazy trying to figure out what they were saying.
Okay.
It's,
Especially when the bus is like very full, you can't really understand what's happening.
No, it's just a mishmash.
A bunch of things.
And this, I heard some guy, the only guy back there said, "I'm offended." I thought he was talking to the girl. I don't know what he was talking about. And I just kept running, driving. I came up from Towers, made the right turn at Growl. And he said again, "I'm offended." I said, "Excuse me, I'm offended." About what? Christmas music. I said, "You got a problem with the Christmas music?" "Yes, I do." I said, "Okay, we can take care of that." So I pulled in front of Myers, stopped the bus, opened the door. It was cold out. I said, "Get your rear end off." I said, "My bus, my radio, my rules, out." He said, "What?" I said, out. If you're offended, walk. I don't care. Do what you got to do. He got off and muttered all the way down the road, and I closed the door, and the girl said, "Well, he's been causing trouble in the dorm the whole time anyway. He always gets mad at everything."
Oh, wow.
And she said, "No one's ever stuck up to him." I said, "I'm from Chicago, ma'am." And I said, "There ain't too much that bothers me." I said, "I've been shot. I've had a lot of stuff. I went to college when they had the Democratic Convention, the King's assassination in the South Side of Chicago. So nothing bothers me."
Wow.
I went for my physical for Vietnam. He got to go. I didn't. Thank God.
Okay, wow. So I assume that's one of many stories you guys have, but
You might say that.
first of all, I might say it's surprising that listen to a student to say that bothers them. First of all, it's Christmas. You're bound to find Christmas music everywhere throughout the season, especially like through wintertime and stuff. But secondly, there's so many different cultures here that at some point you just gotta, listen to it and move with your day.
Well, they think they're more important than in their world. They're the most important person. There's nobody else around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Instead of assimilating into other culture.
I mean,
did you ever see that kid again?
No.
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 Okay.
But I would have probably said the same thing again to him the second time.
Oh, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
I'm sure Ronnie's had a few run-ins. I mean,
Not really. I've been pretty lucky.
You've been pretty lucky, yeah.
That was the only run-in I've had. I've had kids want to drop in the middle of the route, which we cannot do, and they get upset when we don't.
Yeah.
We had a driver that did it all the time, which got us in that position.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to do exactly the route and the stops so no one gets like late or.
And we will, and both of us, we're all the same way. If it's raining hard and there's nobody on the bus, and we can be a little bit more helpful for them, we'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're walking with a boot, or
if they
got a sore ankle or something.
Well, it's just like we've got two students that are challenged with vision. I don't know I don't know if he's blind or if he can see shapes. And we have really a problem with DPS enforcing the rules of parking in front of the towers. They park all over there. In fact, he was on the bus when we came over here today.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He gets on, and he gets green or he'll get blue.
Depending on if he's going to the river
or growl.
Yeah.
And he gets on, he'll sit there and you'll get as close you can to him, and you'll say, "Okay, it's clear, you can come on now." So he'll come on, and he'll say, "We've got him enough now. We're going you're running blue. We're running blue." You'll call out and say, "I'm on blue. Okay, I'm waiting for green," or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, he recognizes who we are. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And we will sit there and tell him and But with these cars parked around there, they can't see around the cars. They can't. They have to go in an unsafe area, and DPS just won't do anything because I think administration says leave the kids alone. They're going to be fine. There's signs up there for a reason. There's rules.
Yeah, especially if you have different people with different types of needs, and it's just being empathetic and understanding.
It's like you. When you get off in the morning, okay, you're my second run in blue.
Yeah.
You get on about 7:30, somewhere in there. I will wait till you get across the street to get into 12 because there's a lot of homeless people sitting there. I know Ronnie does, and I'm sure Kent does.
Yeah, I always appreciate it a lot.
And if somebody wants to do something, we'll put in park and run our butts off that bus, and we'll
or run the bus after him,
or run the bus off, whichever comes first. You know, but
I really appreciate that. I really do.
You know, there's a lot of homeless people down here, and we got to watch out for the kids.
Yeah. And I know you guys, I'm not the only one. The kid, I know it's not the only one. You guys are silent, but you watch over a lot of kids, like, especially once you get to know them and talking. And I hope at least I am very grateful for that.
Well, and we don't have to do it, but we want to make sure. And I don't know what part of the world you're from, but there's a lot of people around here that go to school that are from around here that are used to that.
Yeah.
And they know what to do. But we don't know where all the students are from. Like Cleopatra. I started calling her Cleopatra.
It's funny, I know exactly who you're talking about. That's not her name.
I know. And I couldn't pronounce her name when I first met her. And I when I was in college.
Were we talking to her yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, that's making sure it's the same person.
Same person. The one that got a coffee mug.
The one that, okay.
And then she made me sign the dumb thing to boot. That ruined a good coffee mug, come on. Really. But when I was in college, we used to go to the Commons at IIT in Chicago.
Okay.
And that's when they had coffee machines. They didn't have coffee selling them at a vendor. And we would sit there and do homework or whatever and relax between classes. And there was always this older guy, and when I say old, I mean, we thought he was ancient.
Where we're at now.
Yeah, where we're at now, it probably. And he was a professor there, but he would buy us coffee. He said, I can afford to do it.
Okay.
You guys can't.
Yeah.
And so I've done this ever since I've been here. When I run Blue Route, I go to Red Banner on Sprig and Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or on Spanish and Independence.
Yeah.
Spanish and Independence, yes.
And I get a cup of coffee. Well, she got on the bus, and I said, I'm stopping for coffee. Do you want one? Well, I said, I'm buying. Do you want one? Yeah. I said, okay. So it just got to be a routine. When she got on, I'd get off and buy her coffee and give her one. I don't want anything for it. It's just that I'm doing what this other guy did 100 years ago when I was in college. Well, it feels like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And I buy him a cup of coffee. To me, it's a cup of coffee. It's no big deal. And it's just, when she's graduating this year, so I got her a coffee mug with her name on it, and I had it spelled so I could do it right. I still can't pronounce it, but I got the name right spelled. And I got the year she was on it. It's got SEMO and the SEMO red, so she can remember whatever. It's just like the Brucey Bear BS.
Before we get into the Brucey Bear, because this is the second time you mentioned it, we have to tell that story.
It's funny.
Everything you guys do, especially you don't have to do it, but when you do it, at least for me, and I know for Rowdy too, creates a core memory.
Yeah.
Because for me, I always wanted to, it's a bus driver. I get to talk to him every morning, and it's fun. It's fun for me at least.
Yeah.
And it creates such a core memory and makes you feel different and looking forward to your day. So can you guys share more profound memories you guys have or favorite moments?
It's your turn.
My turn. I don't know. I just got the candy bucket all the time.
He's the one who puts candy out.
Yes, I still have a little bubble gum I got from the candy bucket.
Yeah. I don't know. It just.
What do you like about riding the shuttle and doing that job?
It's just peaceful.
peaceful.
And you're doing this, and you're helping the students.
Yeah.
You know. And in 10 years, I've probably had 1 or 2 bad experiences with students.
Okay.
It's not.
No, I've only had one.
The students are really surprisingly more respectful than I thought they would be, to start with. But you just go on with it.
Yeah, and we used to do wings.
I've never gotten on wings.
Well, we don't do it anymore, so
Well, it got too big. Now.
it got too big. I mean, you got
But someone I think still does it.
the bus they hired a bus company to do it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Robinson from the Cape, Cape schools.
We don't have the bus capacity. We don't get paid enough on it. We need 3 drivers to do the thing anymore, and they're paying Robinson a ton more money than paying us to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's interesting.
and next year they're going to have 1,300 more foreign exchange students coming. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Next year, next semester.
next semester.
Next semester?
in January. Yeah, that's next year. Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, technically yes.
Yeah.
Next year. I got you.
It is next year, but
It is next year.
It is next.
semester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you please tell the Brucey Bear story? It's my favorite story.
There was a girl that got on at MMTF every morning, and when I was running green, her name was Faith. She got on, and she was bubbly. She was just a happy-lucky person. And we got to talk, and she said, well, I've got 2 rounds before I have to go to class. So we talk. We talk about politics. We talk about school. We talk about, everything. And this was before you could say something and not have every woke generation yelling at you about it.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. But anyway. Yes, I'm not politically correct, and I don't care.
No.
But-
I can
yeah.
I can get into that, but like off mic.
Yeah. But the thing is, she got on, we would talk every day. And if she got on a bus when I was running blue, she'd ask the bus driver, where's Brucey Bear? And that was first I heard it. And then Kent would get on the radio and goes, oh, Brucey Bear, there's someone here that says hi. I went, who? Her name is Faith. Okay. Well, she's graduating this December. She's graduating. But anyway, every time I'd get and see her, it'd be Brucey Bear, Brucey Bear. Well, we had, my relief driver was usually late. It was Kenny. And he was always late. And big deal, he was late.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm getting ready to go off. Well, nope, he's not going to be here. Yeah, he's going to be here. No, he's not going to be here. Yes, he's in. Or vice versa. But at any rate, long story short, we got the towers. He didn't call. I said, ha! Pulled down the sprig, turned over, didn't call. I said, so I bet her a quarter. I lost my quarter. I had to give her a quarter out of my pocket. And I was thinking, I'm going to capitalize on this. And I'm not I like doing things for people. Mm-hmm. So my wife's daughter has a company that does those engravings, laser engraving things.
Yeah.
And so I said, here's what I want you to do. Put her name on it. Quarter lost by Bruce Anderson on the green route, second semester. And I put the quarter in the middle. And I gave it to her for Christmas. My God, you thought I'd give her the whole diamond.
But it's the thought.
Yeah, and so she put it in her bedroom. Well, she got married last summer, and she said, I've got it in my bedroom. I look at it every day. I said, boy, you've got a shallow life looking at my bedroom every day. She said, well, it's something she said something about her husband. She goes, I'm going to keep that the rest of my life because that reminds me of what we did at SEMO. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great.
It's just memories.
It's memories. I've got the same
core
thing.
Memories,
I've got
yes.
the same thing from college. I mean, I remember things from college, the good times, and forget about the bad.
Yeah.
And I like doing dumb things like that. Half of my paycheck usually goes. I buy donuts for the guys. We buy coffee.
Yeah.
None of us really need the money.
Okay.
We enjoy the job. We would like to get paid more if they would stop.
Yeah.
If they'd start promoting. Like I said, we're the redheaded stepchild that runs for the college. If it doesn't work, then they know who we are. Mm-hmm. See, right now everybody's going, you don't have a bus here in time. We're as fast as we can get.
Yeah.
I've had 39 students on my bus already.
Wow.
39. We're only supposed to hold, what, 22, 23?
20 on the
Okay, well,
on the
20.
most one.
Yeah, and it was on a new one.
Yeah.
And we had 39 on there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, everybody off the bus. The guy in the back has to get off. Get everybody back on the bus again.
That slows it down quite a bit.
It slows it down. And then the next person goes, you're late here.
Well, yeah.
Buddy, bite me because you're not going to get here any faster. I've got 39 people on this bus, you know?
And years before, we'd have the buses full.
All the time.
Yeah.
How do you guys really prepare for like winter time? Do students usually want to take more of the shuttle versus their own cars, or there's like more students who like take the shuttle like during winter?
It depends, really. The first part, before they know where they're going.
Yeah.
Like the first part, yeah.
The first month.
The first
is
month.
really busy.
We went through
Because they're learning where
Right.
they're going.
Well, the newspaper.
So they get figured it out.
Yeah, the newspaper talked to our immediate boss, little boss. And they got the wrong decibel in the wrong spot. I'm glad they're not an engineer because it would fall down. Accuracy is not trained into these people that are writing these articles.
Sorry, whoever wrote that.
Whoever wrote it, they put down, we took 1,300 students the first 3 months.
Wow.
First month.
Yeah. We did 30,000.
13,000.
Yeah, 13,000, but we did 30,000 for the 3-month period or something in there.
That's a big difference when it comes to numbers.
We do 1,300 per 5-hour shift.
That first couple weeks.
First couple weeks, yeah.
So 1,300 for 5 hours?
Yeah, with the blue, the green, and the blue and the green, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that first week was 13,000 students.
For the first 3 weeks.
For first 3 weeks.
First 3 weeks.
Right.
Still a lot of students.
Yeah, like I said, they put the decimal place in the wrong spot.
Look, just like one
Just drop
over.
1 zero off. Yeah.
They're not going to do my checkbook because I don't want them to touch my checkbook. I hope they're not math majors.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. But hey, it is what it is. Mistakes were made.
Yes, it was.
Mistakes were made, but the story was still out there, and that's still a lot of students. So that's why you have a little.
We write down the numbers. See, we're federally we're mandated by the feds to do it because the Fed buys our buses and that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to somebody has to look at these numbers somewhere.
It goes up to the state of Missouri.
The state.
Oh, okay.
Jeff City.
Well, see, our sister school in Springfield, Missouri, we've got there's a south. It was not southeast. It's what it's. I don't even know what the school is. It's another southeast. They got
It used to be southwest.
Southwest.
State.
Okay.
Now those drivers make $26 an hour.
Oh,
Doing the same thing we do.
that's wow. That's dope.
Yeah.
$10 more?
Yeah, that's when we were making $12.63. So somewhere down the line between point A and point B is someone is siphoning off money and putting it somewhere else. We don't know where. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
when you look at the school, and we are state supported.
Yeah.
We are a state college.
Yeah.
Technically, they're supposed to at least get you up past minimum wage. You would think.
Technically, you would think.
No, not really. They don't have to do minimum wage.
That's right. They can do what they want. Yeah. They usually do.
What can I say?
Like I said, you may not see me next year. I may get fired, but that's all right.
It's okay.
Hey, I am retired anyway.
I hope not. You're great. Like, I really enjoy when it's like the 2 days you were like, I'm going to see him today. We're going to start talking all the way like through the route. I enjoy those days.
Him and I both look at drivers as they drive. I parked one of the students' cars one day in front of Academic. She was trying to parallel park, and it was painful. watching her. And after 5 minutes, I put it in park, opened my door, went and knocked on her window. I said, "You want me to park this thing for you?" "Yes." I said, "Put the seat back because I'm 6'2", you're 5'1". I mean, So she put the seat back. I got in, zip, how'd you do that? In Chicago, all we did was parallel park. I was taunting drivers at how to parallel park. It's just geometry. That's all it is.
We had to parallel park to get our driver's license.
Oh.
Yeah, and so did I.
But that was
a few years ago.
You still do, I think.
Well, I don't know.
I had to.
Yeah.
Well, they sure didn't learn it there. I parked the thing, and she goes, "Thanks." I said, "No problem." I got tired of waiting, so I put it back and drive and took off, We try to help the students any way we can. Some of them appreciate it. Some of them have got their earbuds in. They don't know what day it is. You call a stop. You drive by. "Oh, I was supposed to stop there." Well, you should have listened to me when I called the stop off back there.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest problems we have.
But it's so nice that a lot of, I think, drivers are just like drive and do their job and that's it. But you guys have taken like a taste to it and actually do stuff that fills you and help students out. Like you kind of take it, you don't have to, but you take it to another level.
Well, it's either that or you'll go nuts. If you don't have fun.
you got to have fun while we're doing it.
That's right.
Yeah.
If him and I both, we laugh at other less challenged truck drivers that don't know how to park their trucks and where to park them. And we're watching these school bus drivers who make more money than we do an hour parking and trying to pull into spots that, no, you're not that smart. You can't really think you're going to do that. And they try it. And we have fun. If you can't have fun, we'd be crying all day.
It'd be a long 5-hour shift.
It would be.
It
used to be on green an 8-hour shift. Thank God we got rid of that one.
Yeah.
I'm on first name basis with my chiropractor. By the way, I think he's buying a new Lexus from my back chiropractic.
Thank goodness,
Wow.
I don't have any pains anymore. Thank goodness.
Oh, wow.
And see, you can't take drugs for it, and I don't take them anyway. But so we walk around going, "Oh, my back."
Oh, no. I think that's the worst part about driving so many hours, right?
Yeah. It's not just...
You got to get out and walk.
You got to get out and walk because it's so...
Yeah. I've seen like some of you like stop at River Campus, do a couple laps around the bus.
If you don't, you're going to have to carry us off in a stretcher.
Oh.
Because those buses, they're sprung heavy because of the students we take.
Yeah.
And you hit a bump, and it's like it takes jars right up through your teeth.
Yeah, and the seats aren't the best in the world.
Oh, no, the seats are not the best. We finally got seats, and they're still not worth a poop.
They're just seats.
Well, we have had this. I don't know if you guys have seen this throughout the whole episode. Can you talk about why you brought this?
Many years ago, about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I had to go to Puerto Rico for work, and I would go every month. And I always stayed in San Juan, and somebody was talking about the house with a tree growing out the roof. And, okay, fine. So one time I went a day early so I could walk around San Juan. And I like buying artwork when I'm on the road, whether I'm in Paris, Spain, UK, wherever it's at. Well, I saw this, and I paid $30 for it. And I told that one boy that worked was from San Juan.
Yep, Wesley.
Yeah, nice guy. And he said, "Well, I heard about that. My dad talked about it, but I've never seen it." So I said, "I got a painting or a picture. It's a watercolor." So I brought it, and I told him how much. He goes, "That's a lot of money back then." Well, yeah, but where are you going to find one? And that is a volunteer palm tree that somehow landed on a roof in downtown San Juan, and they let it grow. And you're not going to find that anywhere else.
Nope.
And that thing there, I bought it. I bought it. It was the artist that did it. And I said, "I've heard about this." And there it was. So it's been hanging in my dining room ever since.
That is amazing. And I am from Puerto Rico as well, and I have never seen that. I think that's actually how we started talking when I was in the shuttle. You're like, "Hey, where are you from?" "I'm from Puerto Rico." And you told me about this painting. Yeah. And one day, I remember you brought it, and I was like, "Oh, my God."
Yeah, he took pictures and sent it to his grandfather and his dad and said, "Yeah, that's it."
That is great.
I mean, I love San Juan, Puerto Rico. I mean, it's a wonderful, great food, great people.
Yeah.
I used to stay down where the tour ships came in, and there was a casino in a hotel.
Yeah.
And after the fifth floor, your room key worked on the fifth floor up. And they didn't want everybody wandering the floors above it. So, but no, I'd love to go into Puerto Rico. It's
It's beautiful.
good times.
Yeah, I have to say it's a beautiful island. I love
Yes.
it. So wrapping up this episode, I'd
Yes.
love to have you guys here. What is some advice you may have for like students regarding life in general?
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Don't stress out the stupid things. Be yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to go out in this world and carry a chip on your shoulder,
It's going to be a long.
it's going to be a long hold of road. You know, I mean, I had one student was worried about, I may not pass my exam. I may get a C. Hey, are you above ground? It's a good day.
Yeah.
You learn as you get older, and I mean, I know how old I am, and I know he's my first cousin. I know how old he is. We've got the same family. But these kids have got a gold mine if they would just use their head and not try to follow YouTube's BS that is not exactly kosher.
Yeah.
Use your own mind. Think. Your mind is a wonderful thing. You're always going to learn. I learn every day.
Sometimes what we don't want.
Yeah,
to
sometimes
learn.
what we don't want to learn. Yeah. And, and really, life is too short to sit there and argue about something that you know you have no control over winning. Simple.
Yeah.
Go to college, learn, have fun. If you want to drink, I think I did that in college a few times.
Yeah.
More than once.
We've imbibed a few times.
And glad my mom and dad aren't alive. I went to no, never mind.
Okay.
In college, I drank a lot because I was number 13 in the lottery. Went to my physical and thought I was getting drafted. So I figured if I was going drunk. And I drank a lot.
Oh.
I went to Woodstock with two other guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well. I went for
Okay.
booze. I wasn't sober for a week.
Okay.
I didn't care how much mud I sat in. I had fun. And I never told my parents because my mother would. He knows my mother. It's his father's sister. They would have killed me.
She was.
Yeah.
Like she would.
She was an interesting person.
Yes, she was. She didn't believe in drinking. Boy, did I blow that theory out the wall.
But everybody else in the family was.
I know, but
like
my
that.
mother didn't. She liked golden Cadillacs. And I spent, until the day she died at 95, I tried to tell her, golden Cadillacs has Galliano in it. That is a liqueur, which is 90% proof, but it has ice cream. So I drank scotch on the rocks. So, I drank ice. Try to convince my mother, a stubborn German. Right.
How has it, before we end, how has it been to work in the same place as your cousin, like with family?
Oh, we have fun.
We have fun. Oh, hell, it's like we never see each other.
Well, we didn't. I think the first time I seen him, he was in Chicago. We were 4 and 6,
Yeah.
or 4 and 8.
And when I came down here in the summertime, my mom would send me down. He was 4 years older than me, and he was off doing his thing, and I was running around with his brother.
Yeah. So we've just basically reconnected in the last 15, 20 years.
In fact, he was the best man at my wedding when I got married.
Aww.
Yep.
So how is it now? It's like having a best friend do you work with?
It's just like having a brother.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
I'm not the politically correct one. He's more mild than I am.
I'm more quiet.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Hey, but we have fun.
We do.
We enjoy life.
That's right.
Yeah. One of the things I admire about you guys is like when I go on the bus, you would say good morning and sometimes say it's a great day out. It's a great day to be alive. Even if it's raining, it's like, oh, it's raining, it's cold, but hey.
Tomorrow's going to be worse. It's going to be colder. Don't worry about it.
It's going to warm up Saturday and Sunday.
You know.
And it's going to get colder again in a couple of days.
If I've got to walk around with a perpetual scalp, and I'm not happy with what some of the things this college does to us.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to sit there and do it, I'm going to change what I can. I'm going to complain about what I can and do what I like best.
Just keep going.
Keep going and hoping some of what I've learned over my 70-some plus years has learned. And in part, faith, she'll never forget that plaque.
Yeah.
Cleopatra, and I'll still call her Cleopatra to the day I die, will never forget. She's got a coffee mug.
Mm-hmm.
I buy anybody coffee in the second round downtown because I'm getting off. If you want one, I'll buy you one. People are looking at, what do you want? I don't want nothing. This is what I want to do. This is me. I don't want to say how much I spend a month in coffee because I get a card every month. I reload it up. I spend a lot of money on coffee. I don't mind.
Then I don't drink coffee.
No, he don't drink coffee. Thank God. He's a cheap date. I mean, give him sweet tea. He's happier than all get out.
Coffee. You can't drink coffee.
See, now I can't. In our family, my mother and his family, there's always a pot of coffee on. His mom, until the day she died, I would sit down. I'd go every Tuesday out to the farm and see her, and ever pick her up for church on Sunday. We'd have coffee and talk. Coffee and talk.
Yeah.
My mother, I'd come into Chicago to work, have a cup of coffee. She'd have it ready. Here's your coffee. One ice cube. She knows how I like it.
Can't do coffee.
Not him. He's the
Can't
black
do
sheep of the
coffee.
squadron.
Can't do coffee.
Yeah, sweet tea.
Sweet tea. It's got less acid in it.
We have fun. I mean, we have.
Yeah, no, you
I
guys
go
are
out to
great.
his place and help him cut trees, and we have a good time. We go out to dinner, the four of us, his wife, my wife. We just enjoy ourselves.
I really like that mindset and everything you guys do. I really know you guys know you are appreciated. I know a bunch of students that are really grateful for you guys, even if they don't say it or seem that way. And I hope everything turns out for the better regarding your guys'
will.
job. But
Yeah,
will.
We're going to keep
It
going.
will.
We're going to keep
Keep
doing.
going.
Well, we'll put it this way: if they get rid of me, they're going to only have 4 drivers, and they're going to have less drivers out there working. So I mean,
It's hard to get drivers.
It is.
Trained now.
I mean, you've got to jump through hoops to get trained. I was trained by the college. Now you've got to spend $1,300, go to a certified trainer by the state of Missouri,
And signed off on.
and sign off
And
and all
then
that.
you got to go down and take the test.
And you got to have a background check. You have a drug test, and then middle of the week or whatever, your turn comes up the bucket. Got to go for a drug test. Oh, crap! Quick, drink some more coffee. I mean, we have to do this all the time.
yeah. Well, I hope it does get better, but I love that you guys still have fun. Today we're going to round it up here, and thank you so much for being here. And
Thanks for having us on.
I'm
Yes.
looking forward to keep seeing you guys around and listening to more stories.
Well,
We'll be here.
if you ran the river, I'd buy you coffee, but you get off at mass media, so you don't get it.
Dang, I'm going to have to run to the river.
Have to make a round and
Make
a
a
half.
round. Hey, if there's no one on, we'll make a little side trip down to. Never mind.
Now they have the GPS connected to the bus, so you can't disconnect it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. Well, I'm going to end
Big
it
Brother's
here.
watching.
Oh. See you guys in the next one.
Thank
Peace.
you.
If you joined us today, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs some little inspiration. We'll be back next week for another incredible story. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, keep embracing the stories that are all around us. Thanks for tuning in to My Story Podcast.